Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to Straight Talk with Sophia and One. It is the 12th of April, 2023, and today we'll explore the topic regarding the children. And I have a questioner here, and would you share the question with us so we can get us started?
Yes, and thank you and blessings and love to Sophia and One. My question, can you give us an update re the children? Still bondage, slavery and the like, tunnels, how can we assist? That's the core, I think, of my question. How can we here living as humans, having our, our problems, but how can we assist in this? I have witnessed directly through the joint soul essence of the children, and I've got that in italics because that's how they came to me. A vast joy within this courageous collective. As I was listening to your latest Straight Talk, number 9, I think, Re Money Plus, I had thoughts pop in and a rush of understanding regarding this baby across the road's need to be held for virtually 24/7. And I've lately been honoured. She's now about 10 weeks, although she was 4 weeks early. I feel so honoured to have become one of her holders, my term.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've witnessed my grandson's healing himself with the help of me and Robert Haig Coxon's amazing channeled music, healing himself from the second and then assisting to heal other children in need. He's now 10 and a half. Also, any update out of the question on when the extent of abuses becoming more broadly in the public domain. I feel as I'm writing this that it is now, that it is coming now. Thank you again, beautiful Sophia and One.
Okay, thank you for the question. And I'm going to talk through his answer in three different parts. The first part concerns you specifically, why you asked the question. And the second part specifically references the subject of this video. And I have put a link, or not a link, a description below. There's a book that was written in 2020 that describes the situation. And I'm going to use the word asset in my reading here. And if you check out below the video, you will, anybody who's listening, there's a specific reference to some pages in the Words of One book that was released in 2020 that will talk about that and why. But I'll start here. And he said the question was asked because of her deep resonance with the field on which these assets reside. It is one of her many gifts to intuit and broadcast what it is she picks up. This is often the case with seers. There is a sound that only she hears, she and others with similar gifts. She is attuned to the vibration of new, young, as yet undefined assets, and it is a constant for her. So I felt, and all of this was what initially came through, and this was before I read your extended questions. So I felt like that was you had validated that with the things that you said. At first, how does that feel?
I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening. All
o-
of me is listening. The
Okay.
whole universe through
Okay.
me is listening.
Okay. All right. I'll keep going. he said, he went on to say, she is correct. There is a collective. The collective is many from the past and many from the current program of acquisition and storing of assets. They're all part of this collective. She is attuned to their essence. This is void. The word this is a reference to their essence. It's void of
Mm,
ego, and it holds the profound love that is its core, love for the planet and love for the people.
yeah, absolute
Yes, you
service
feel
from these
okay.
assets.
Okay,
Yes.
yes, yes. Because then he said these assets volunteered in order to be a vehicle for contrast, for
Mm,
for eventual upheaval and global awakening. Where
yes.
you get that too. Okay. And
Oh,
that's
yes.
okay. And he said it is the existence of such assets that will eventually unite the race. It is the existence of such contrast that clearly defines darkness versus light. They knew they were what volunteering would mean, and they did so willingly, lovingly, and even
Mm,
eagerly.
mm.
And he said she feels their collective joy now because they can see that it was worth it. And I got a feeling of like a stamp with a mission accomplished stamp, a big red stamp, like mission accomplished. And that's what you're picking up. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I thought was great. He said, you feel the collective and it's made up of every contributor across time, all time.
Yes. Yes. Past, present, and future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm,
And I don't know, I'll keep reading. He said, it is a vital contribution she makes now. This collective desires to be heard and known, not for what they've gone through, but for what has been accomplished due to love, their participation, their light. It was attempted to be dimmed, but it was not dimmed. And then he
mm.
said, then he's talking about you and what your part in this is. And he says, she has guaranteed that they will be honored. She provides a voice and a vehicle for their message. He said,
Okay.
so does that feel right to you?
Yes, except this is the first ever time I've gone public on anything. So that's going to be and that's like I'm really going to need that inner guidance from the top, if you like, from
Mm-hmm.
source to
Mm-hmm.
know what's next.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is just, I'm seeing a door, it's been opened a crack, and my hands as I did that, this huge V opening wide.
Somebody
So,
pushed it open and
yeah,
now you're in.
but yes, there's more.
Yes, but there's more, right? He says this might help. He says she introduces new thought. It is a thought around honor and celebration about the discovery of these assets. They speak to her so that she can facilitate that, share that, expand that. This is part of her mission. And that's, yeah, yeah, um, yeah. He said, this is an unexpected twist to the story of these assets. And this is one that she came to initiate. Uh, um,
I try if I try and talk, I'll start crying. There's joy and even the tears have got joy behind them that I'm feeling from
mm-hmm,
me. Sort
mm-hmm,
of like, oh gosh, I have
mm-hmm,
I I'm
mm-hmm,
so honored, and if I
mm-hmm,
had not experienced and healed myself from these things to recognize that, yes, we've thoroughly said yes to every experience of every lifetime here,
mm-hmm,
and I'm here on beautiful Gaia, and
mm-hmm,
it's it's like, wow, show me, show me, show me.
Mm-hmm. Right. It sounds like you asked the question at the exact right moment to get
Yes.
right. I mean, so like you said, you haven't gone public with it, but now's the time.
Mm,
Um,
mm. Well, thank you. Thank you. This is public. This is the
hmm
start.
This
And
is
I
the
have no
beginning,
idea. And yeah. I'll say,
right?
yeah, from this when because I already saw me sharing this when it's on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
see that they're showing me that's the next step that
That's the next
it's me
step. Mm-hmm.
sharing that lead to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So that was that's all I'll read about what's directed at you specifically. And the next part I'd like to share is it concerns the assets themselves. Um,
Good.
and this is what he said, and this is a little bit tough. It said, let us discuss those assets still held. Their numbers are reduced, yet there are certain and specific places that hold these assets. And
Mm,
these ones that still exist are not in robust condition. And this is because there's a decrease in the motivating force that worked to keep them that way. The motivating force was money. This force is currently in limited supply, and without motivation, workers move on. He said, and this is just, this is like eyes wide open, just so we all understand what's going on right now.
yes.
This is I'm sorry to say all this, but he said the economic payoff is what kept them doing the work, and without workers supplying even minimal care, the supply of assets deteriorates and falls into disrepair. This is not a state that is desired by buyers, and so customers fall away, creating a void. As the need for the assets diminishes, sites are frequently virtually abandoned, and this has occurred. He went on to say that there are efforts to retrieve and restore the assets in these cases. And these are only partially successful. He's just saying, because this is not an organized, this isn't like an
Yes.
organized chain of command. Okay. He said, then he went on to say, all is not lost. The majority of the assets have been retrieved. They are currently stored and being restored. And this is a massive operation and it will not stop until every holding area for the assets has been uncovered and emptied. And then he said, there are occasionally workers who reveal inside knowledge in exchange for leniency,
Yeah.
which that was a good sign, a good thing to hear.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's,
it also explains to me why young souls who are still really in soul, like the little baby across from me,
mm-hmm.
is is, is wanting to be held 24/7 because we know that at a soul level, they she incarnate here are working to do what they can do as well to assist,
Oh, wow.
keep these wonderful assets
Mm-hmm.
alive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's very much the sense I've had with my
Really?
grandson as well. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So you feel
So
that from them. That's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. And I didn't, and it wasn't until I had my first holding duty with this new little soul who was birthed, you know, by Caesar early because her mother was so sick, and
Mm-hmm.
and they were worried about her, the baby and mum. But it was only when I was holding her I realized, and then when I came home and the next day, and it's now like she's with me all the time as well.
Oh,
Because I said,
wow.
okay, let me help you. And it was like, let me help you so you can helping, and that
Yeah.
came. So it's that, and it makes me so grateful that I live with around children here,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like just knowing how vital the ones who have chosen to be born are for
Mm-hmm.
those who are still in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
that it's a whole. My hands are doing. I'm doing show and tell with my hands. It's a
Mm-hmm.
whole. And this is just coming through me. It's whole movement, and of course the young souls they haven't forgotten like we so many of us,
Right.
or have had that slow journey of awakening and remembering.
Mm-hmm.
They are still 100% kapow.
Mm-hmm.
Their power, their connection to source
Mm-hmm.
is is still. The word I'm getting is vibrant.
Yeah, that's a good word. That's a good word. And that's so interesting because the last part I'm going to share in a few minutes is it talks about that, what basically what you
Ah,
just said. Yeah. So what they are, who they are. And I could feel it in every discussion with one. I could feel them and their energy, their light, their energy is massive. It's huge. It's bright, brilliant and exuberant. It's not what you would think. And until
mm,
you asked this question, and I was, you know, introduced to this with my discussions with one and with you, I would have never thought of it that way. So you, for me, have changed everything around this subject. So I'm thrilled that this is happening.
well, I
I've,
was amazed when it happened. As I said, because I was at the base of the Mother Mountain, the
mm-hmm,
Indigenous Mother Mountain, and I
mm-hmm,
had been gifted that, and it was not an easy gift for my friend to give me. And
mm-hmm.
when they all of a sudden, this energy came in, and and I was crying, and that's the
Um,
energy. You cry and laugh at the same time,
yeah, yeah,
and it
yeah,
was,
mm-hmm,
and it had to happen because
yeah,
that is the birthing mountain for the Yuin people, the indigenous Yuin people
yes,
in
yeah,
that area. And it's, and the energy is extraordinary. And it had to happen there, apparently.
mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm,
amazing. It was like just this,
mm-hmm,
I'd been led up to it. But when it happened, it was like, and and I've just keep thanking my friend who,
mm-hmm,
it was hard for her to gift this place to me.
right, right,
She struggled for the whole time I was there. But
mm-hmm,
it's like, I think you have no idea even when I tell you, and I can't wait to share this with her.
mm-hmm.
What
Yes,
we're
yes,
putting together.
right. You just don't know where things are going to go. And this feels huge and just light filled. I want to read some more here. The last part, he said, the places where assets are being restored are not public knowledge, and they're all over the world. So this is a huge scale operation. They're isolated from public view and secure. And then he said, what can be done right now is first acknowledgement that they exist, and then light, send light, focus on the assets and surround them with light. Um, that was just a quick answer. I have more that he said about what people can do, what we can do, what should be done, but that was his first
Yeah.
suggestion about what can be done. And then he said, the task before the race is unlike any before it. What these assets are lacking in socialization is made up for in their inner sense of self. This inner knowing has not been tampered with or programmed away. It remains solid and it might be undetected, but it's their solid foundation. They have not lost what you just said to me, that you could say that they know who they are. They do. And
Mm,
he, when
fabulous.
you could, right. And he said it would be a gross error to determine otherwise. And for
Mm,
those to handle them, to treat them as if they know nothing at all and must be trained. He said They may need language skills, but they don't need living skills. The very fact that they have survived tells you that their innate knowing of truth holds fast, and they survive because a part of them knows who they are.
Oh, yes.
Right? That
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's I'm I'm just so full. It's hard for me to even say a word now. I'm just taking it in,
oh,
Sophia,
uh,
and what.
okay, okay. I'll keep reading what he said, what he shared. He said they are not meant to be indoctrinated into society. This
No.
society is crumbling. Um,
And
and
they're
this,
part of it.
and the, right, right. And he said, and this part was astounding to me. He said, they enter the populace just as that happens, meaning society crumbles. He said, and also simultaneous with what is looking to be a mass exodus of many others. Think not that this is coincidental or that the timing doesn't matter. It matters very much. These are, think about that. Think, you know what he's saying,
Yes.
right? Yeah, right. I
And
was blown away
I
by
can
that.
I can see it, and but I'm seeing it like I'm seeing those leaving. I'm seeing the huge relief, release, and joy,
Mhm,
and 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 those coming in, these these brand new, ancient, joyous collective coming in, and it's this, and it's like it, it feels so right. It
mhm,
feels like
mhm,
it's preordained is the word I'm
mhm,
getting.
mhm. I know, I know. I was crying when that came
Yeah,
through. I thought,
yeah, it's
oh my
beautiful.
goodness, yes, it's
It's
absolutely beautiful.
beautiful.
It is. It is. It's perfect. And he said these are predominantly highly advanced souls, and they are here now to help guide and color the new earth. The fact that they have not been marred by the teachings and habits of the old one will work in their favor eventually. But initially, there has to be a healing.
Yeah,
And he said, whoever you are, and in whatever method you can, send them love and light because
yes, that's it.
this is what they need. Yeah.
Yeah, and to see my grandson, he was asleep. I've played 4 times. He kept saying more, more. I've got this amazing music from Robert A. Coxon that
Hmm.
was used. We actually purchased it. We actually did it was the end of 2021 or two. I lose track of time. I don't live in Chronos time. But, and, and it was about 80 minutes long. We worked with the dragon lines, with the Mary and Michael lines in London and then
Hmm.
throughout the whole world. And we worked with the water element. So we worked with the waters all over the world. And that music kept, sorry, I didn't mean to say the name. Gosh, humble apologies. I'm actually apologizing to my daughter. She'd be furious. But he he played it once in the bath and then he would say more again, again. And during the last
Ah.
time he went to sleep and I didn't even realize he'd gone to sleep. I was reading to him. And when I stopped reading, and then when he woke, I said, are you aware you were working during the end of that? You healed yourself and you were going on to assist others. That's all I said to him. And
Hmm.
he just said yes.
Ah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and that's ongoing. That's already happening with so many of the beautiful young souls here who do
Hmm.
know some level,
Yes.
what's happening. So
They
they are yeah, they're assisting.
hmm
They are we're all we're you know what it's like. We're all working 24/7.
Yes, yes, yes. Whether we are aware consciously or not, we are.
Yeah.
He went on to say that these assets came to teach that they do not
Mm,
need pity. They need a place to flourish and grow. and that this will take time, but not as long as would be imagined because the frequency that they're coming into supports them now. Um, he said, they have been hidden from your view, but with their emergence, you will feel their light. It will be a force that is used to illuminate your world. He went on,
Beautiful.
that's beautiful. Then he went on to say, and this is almost the end here now, what is extremely vital now is hope, for hope is what has kept these assets going for such a long time. And the,
Mm.
and the hope now has become belief because it's happening. They're being released, and that this is a very tender and pivotal time for them. And he said again that those who are drawn to caretaking roles do not need degrees or expertise. They only need light, love, and compassion, and all ages are needed.
That's good to know. All ages.
All
And
ages. Yeah.
I'm as you're reading one, I'm feeling one's first time I've ever one's presence filling
Mm.
me up. That's lovely.
Ah,
Thank you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yeah, I'm feeling that strength coming through me.
mm-hmm. It's,
Yeah.
it's a lovely feeling. Um, he ended it by saying, what is happening is akin to a homecoming. It is a
Mhm.
great welcoming that will take place, for these are the enlightened ones who will become integral parts of your new earth. And and he said, this is an all hands on deck moment. Light workers, star seeds, it is time for your contribution. These assets are counting on it. And that was how he ended it.
Great. I have just a comment on hope. The Cryon in the Circle of 12, which I've been a member of since it began 3 years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
recently he did a session on hope. We actually did a month on hope, 4 sessions, I think. But saying how hope is an action verb, that it's proactive, that people who because I used to think, oh, yeah, hope. No, we need more than hope, we need knowing.
Yes,
And
right.
he's saying, no, hope is actually and it's living, it's breathing, it's action.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting to hear the one speaking of hope like that too. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I found that interesting too, because I was always conflicted about that hope.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like what is the term people use? Hopium. You know, I don't like that word, but I don't know. It's like how long? Because we've felt perhaps that we've been
Yes.
waiting forever.
Waiting, waiting, waiting.
Yes, waiting, waiting, waiting. And now we're like, okay, as long as it's happening, we're good. You know, at least that's how it feels here. Um,
Well, that's the one thing. The other thing I'd like to just make a comment on, because it's the same, as the cryon still speaks of the light versus the dark, etc. The I do my main work is with the Stargate, um,
mhm,
and the Alcazar group is a vast collective of ascended masters, and I know I've got a connection there. But say, look, it's time to stop speaking of the light versus the dark. It's
mhm,
about unity consciousness. And that
mhm.
for those of us who
Yes.
love being, who love sending light, they're
Mhm,
saying it's like using the word healing. We're
mhm,
balanced, we're not healing. And
mhm.
I'm aware that if I'm giving a session, I'm not doing the work, I'm facilitating.
Right.
The person on that I'm sending, whether it's through Zoom or on the table or, the collective or whatever, they're doing it. We are facilitating. And it's
Mhm,
the light versus every time. And Alcazar says every time you say light, more dark can pop up somewhere. And that really started to change. I still find myself saying it, but to say love is good because
mhm,
love is the strongest force in the multiverse.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah, and that is that I'll be very interested to see what one says about that.
mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because most often, um, the words love and light are almost interchangeable in my conversations. And I do
Yes,
also understand that all of us are participating in this acceleration of consciousness, including those that have been
yes,
labeled the dark and corrupted ones. And so,
absolutely.
yeah, so it's
We
it's
couldn't, we couldn't do it with, and I have been shown for decades parts of what I have done in past incarnations.
yes,
You
yes.
know, we've done the lot.
Yeah, we have. And we're
And we,
we're getting we're now we're just on the, it's just like we crossed a line and now we're on the other side doing something else. So,
yeah, but
yeah.
boy, we still have our moment,
Yeah. Absolutely.
big moments sometimes.
Yes, yes. No, for sure, for sure. So, is there anything you want to say before I close this out to
No,
the
just
audience or to me?
to all listening, including Sophia and one, profound, deepest gratitude from me and they've got my arms going, yay!
Oh, I
And
love that.
their only direct words are, we are blessed to be here at this moment in the ascension journey. And sorry, I said it really, really slowly because the excitement behind it is beyond any words. It's still that trampoline jumping around,
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Mm-hmm.
we've done it, we've done it, we've done it. And
Mm-hmm.
they're saying that during this session alone, the healing that has gone to those still in deepest need
Mm-hmm.
has been and is continuing to be profound. We have upped it the power of dot, 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 dot
Mm-hmm.
to in this session alone. So,
Oh,
boy,
that's
I
wonderful.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do much for the rest of the day. It's sort of like going
Oh, that's harder for you because you've got the
energy
whole day.
collapse.
Yeah, you got
Yes,
the whole day.
I've got the
Oh,
whole day. So
okay.
thank you. Thank
So,
you for
okay.
taking
And
this
thank
session.
you. I can't thank you enough. And I hope that you will, when you, if you want to be contacted by people, put something in the blog or,
I
with
will,
you,
yes,
with
I will.
an email or something.
I'll
Yeah.
put my email address in the blog.
Mm-hmm.
I, I'll put it there, in because you didn't get my email apparently, but I'll put it down under questions. I'll put
Okay.
down, I'll put it there because and I know it'll go
So,
through.
right. So then if people ask, I'm sure that I don't know, but I'm assuming that
But
I can
you
just
can
say, there's her
you,
email and you can contact
you
her
have
there.
my permission to give out my email.
I do.
So
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for
yes,
that. So we'll do
good.
that. And thank you again and thank everyone that's there with you. And I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. That's it for today. Thank you for contributing specifically to today's topic and lots of love and light. And we'll see you in the next episode.